Well, it's a very important piece of evidence, and it corroborates then the claims that Amnesty was making back in 2016, 2017 in particular.
Burada daha önce bulunmuş olan Suriyeli mahkumların tanıklıkları da yaşanan katliamın ne büyük boyutlarda olduğunu bize ve dünyaya anlattı.
Amnesty's report of 2017 human slaughterhouse relied first of all on former detainees that we managed to interview, and we realized there was something unusual about Sednaya. We were looking at Sednaya prison first of all because we were looking into reports of torture there, and in some ways the reports of torture were not that different from reports of torture in many other detention facilities in Syria. But we found it unusually difficult to find former detainees from Sednaya. We then realized that there were reports of people not being able to leave the prison because they were transferred to another part of the prison, from the so-called red building to the so-called white building, and the reports of mass executions there. So if we stop here, so I think what we just saw there was the door. We were looking at the outside of the white building. So vans were taken with prisoners from the red building we just saw with the distinctive shape, down this road, down to it's almost like a back entrance to the white building. And you can see there's a door there. And then we're going down the steps, I believe, down from the ground level, down into what we called at the time the execution room, the execution chamber, as you're calling it.
How might the new footage shared by Anadolu Agency team influence the accountability process for those complicit in these atrocities?
Well, it's a very important piece of evidence, and it corroborates then the claims that Amnesty was making back in 2016, 2017 in particular, when we published our report, The Human Slaughterhouse, and we published what we believe were very well-founded allegations that thousands of people may have been killed in this way, killed in mass executions, killed, hanged underground at Sednaya prison. And this footage really helps then to confirm some of the evidence that we had heard from testimonies, both from former detainees and from former prison officials, that pointed to exactly that. Now, that is important. What needs to happen is that those who are conducting investigations, there's a UN Commission of Inquiry, there's an international mechanism that was set up by the UN that can prepare criminal cases against those who were responsible for these crimes. So hopefully they will look at that. They should see that footage. They obviously have this information that Amnesty had published and has published since then. And then what's important is, in some of that information, and we saw that in the video, we saw papers flying around the room in Sednaya prison. Hopefully some of that has been properly collected and stored and archived, because in some of those documents will be evidence that links the crimes we've been talking about and individuals. And that's, of course, crucial in order to be able to make a case and get accountability at an individual level.